Speaking of reelection, there is something very unusual happening in the Democratic primary. Republican turned Democrat Michael Bloomberg is instantly polling 6% in one recent poll and an average of 4%, immediately surpassing many candidates who have been in this thing for 6 months, a year, even longer. The new poll in which Michael Bloomberg is polling 6% is from The Hill. Michael Bloomberg is, of course, the turbo billionaire who is somewhere between 10 and 20 times richer than our current billionaire president, Donald Trump. He has actually shaken up the race. If you look at the polling with Bloomberg in the race, you see that in the polls in which Bloomberg is included, there are currently five being used to calculate Bloomberg's average of 4%. You see that Joe Biden's support is mostly unchanged, but both Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders' support is down. Tulsi Gabbard has gone from polling 1 to 3 in recent polls to polling just 0 to 2. Kamala Harris is polling as low as 2 once you include Bloomberg, despite having been as high as 5 or 6% in recent polls. There are now discussions that Kamala Harris may soon be exiting this race altogether. So let me get all the normal disclaimers out of the way. I'm not supporting Michael Bloomberg. I already got heat yesterday merely by pointing out that Pete Buttigieg has been climbing in the polls. People saying, David, you're a Buttigieg establishment shill. I'm not supporting Pete. I'm not supporting Michael Bloomberg. I'm simply telling you the numbers. Michael Bloomberg is very quickly having impact that many candidates who have been in this thing for 6 to 12 months have not been able to make. Deval Patrick, when he got into the race, wanted to make at least this level of impact, has failed to do so. And Michael Bloomberg is doing it to a degree. Now, can he make the debates? On the one hand, Bloomberg has until December 12th to qualify on polling and donor numbers. Right now, it is only Biden, Sanders, Warren, Buttigieg, Harris, and Klobuchar. There are 6 people in the next debate. If qualification closed today, Tom Steyer would be out, Tulsi Gabbard would be out, Andrew Yang would be out, Cory Booker and Julian Castro would not make the next debate. And of course, as of today, neither would Bloomberg or Deval Patrick. Bloomberg may easily end up qualifying on polling. The question is going to be donors. And I actually don't know the answer to this. Bloomberg is not even accepting donations. He's financing his own campaign. Can he even make the debate on that basis since there is a donor requirement? He may preclude himself from even maybe qualifying because of that. He's been spending millions of dollars on ads. Tons of our viewers have been telling me they're regularly getting Michael Bloomberg ads before our videos on YouTube. The debate itself scheduled for December 19th. So what does this mean for Bloomberg? We have no polling from Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, or South Carolina yet that includes Michael Bloomberg. 6% nationally or 4% nationally is not going to mean much if he can't make any headway in any of those first 4 primaries. I see Iowa as a very tough one for Michael Bloomberg. New Hampshire is maybe more of a possibility. Nevada and South Carolina are certainly question marks. But imagine being in this race for months and months, and then you see Bloomberg enter, and now you're instantly losing to him. Like if I were working for Kamala Harris or Andrew Yang, Amy Klobuchar, Cory Booker, Tulsi Gabbard, Julian Castro, you just can't seem to get past 1, 2, 3%. In Harris's case, she actually was up to 11 or 12% at one point, but has just fallen apart. And then you see Michael Bloomberg come in and he's averaging 4% and getting 6% in one poll. I would be extremely demoralized if I were the candidates, if I were working on their campaigns. I don't work on political campaigns, but that's my sense of it. No doubt this is going to hugely encourage Michael Bloomberg. If he makes that next debate, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get quite a bit of face time merely for being able to get this level of support in just a few weeks after announcing. This does not, by the way, seem like a particularly fun time to be an Elizabeth Warren supporter. She has been in free fall, as I told you yesterday, for several weeks. Now with Michael Bloomberg in and climbing, I can't imagine this is what Elizabeth Warren and her supporters want to see. Where will we be 2 weeks from now? No idea. Absolutely no idea. This is a primary that is very quickly taking on some different dynamics, to say the least. And I wouldn't be surprised if everything reverses in the next 2 weeks and we simply see Warren, Bernie, Biden recover and be very clearly the only people in frontrunner status. Or we may see Buttigieg continue to climb. We may see Michael Bloomberg get more traction. I have no idea. And of course, for Michael Bloomberg, the possibility of making that next debate, if indeed it is even a possibility, given that he is financing his own campaign, will be a big factor in how this thing plays out. Let me know what you think. We'll have a poll on our Instagram page about this at David Pakman Show. And while you're there, follow me on Instagram as well at david.pakman. Privacy.com is one of our sponsors, and they're giving you $5 just for using their free service at privacy.com/Pakman. Privacy is a service I've been using for a while now. I love it. It saves me a bunch of headaches. It's completely free, and it's very quick to set up. And here's how it works. When you pay for something online or over the phone, instead of exposing your real credit card number, Privacy lets you generate virtual card numbers. The payments are withdrawn from your checking account, but your real card number stays completely private, and you do it all with one click. You can autofill the card number in your web browser, on the phone. You can create 12 virtual cards a month. You can set spending limits, freeze them, delete them whenever you want. I especially love it for free trials where you need to give a credit card number, because I can destroy the virtual card number as soon as I give it to the company, and I know I won't be charged in the future. If you're ordering food over the phone, why do I need to give a restaurant my real card number if I don't have to? Companies don't have to know who you are. Your real credit card number is protected from the data breaches that happen, unfortunately, more often than we would like, and it's completely free. They do have a paid version with different tiers where you can create more virtual credit card numbers per month, cashback rewards, extra security features. But go ahead and sign up for the free service. It's a no-brainer. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. You're protected from identity theft. It costs you nothing. And Privacy is giving you $5 to spend just for signing up when you go to privacy.com/Pakman.